Hey everyone, I'm Nay, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'll be reviewing set 2509 Earth Dragon Defense. This set originally retailed for $30.99 in the UK when it released as part of the Pilot Wave, which was released back in 2011. This set contains 215 pieces as well as 2 minifigures. This is of course a throwback, and if there are any other older sets that you'd like to see me review next, make sure to comment them down below. Of course, if you enjoy my videos and would like to see more, please make sure to like and subscribe to my channel. It helps me out so much and ensures that you don't miss out on my future uploads. But for now, let's get into the review. As it's Christmas coming up soon, I wanted to review this set since it's my all-time favourite set, which I got on Christmas, and I've absolutely loved since I was a kid, and it was one of the first few sets I ever got. Of course, regardless of this, I'll remain unbiased, however, it is very special to me. As for first impressions, and it's definitely a lot more simple compared to the sets they released today, and it's definitely a lot less detailed than them too. That being said, they definitely have less pieces available at the time and are significantly better at everything nowadays, however it definitely does have its charm. This is the most unique of the Ninja's Dragons from this season. As you can see, it's the only fully ground based one, and though it doesn't appear to have wings, I've always saw these little flaps here to be them, which was always confusing to me as a kid since all the other dragons had big huge wings and Rocky just had these little things. Taking a closer look here at the head, and the whole thing is connected on a ball joint with fairly decent movement, and it has the same big moulded heads that the earlier seasons dragons had. However, Rocky's design was always a lot more bulkier and unique compared to the others, and it looked a lot rockier. It also has these holes on top. As you can see, it's got these spikes coming out. However, it has the same lower jaw as the others, just with this sand green fur here. Like the others, he has this ball launcher here, which can be used to take down the villains, which was really fun for the play when I was a kid. Moving on to the body, and one of the coolest bits are these 4 giant sand green spikes at the top here, which really stand out with the tan, brown and grey, and I love the use of the plain wing pieces here. Further back, and it has this tan saddle, which obviously you can have Cole ride it, and here's how he looks riding it. Above that are these flags which came on all the other dragons, which just look so awesome with these really cool writing on here, like the Japanese style. It looks so nice, and I think this is what they used before Ninjago, so I think this is actually Japanese writing, which is such a cool thing for them to have. It has this ratchet joint in the middle of the torso, which you can use for all sorts of posing, like having him curve a bit, looks like he fell over, and quite a few others. Down on the legs at the front here, it's connected to the body with ball joints, again with decent movement. And further down, it has these brown rocky pieces which really match the vibe of the set. It also has these giant claw pieces on a ball joint, which I always thought was the coolest piece when I was younger. They just looked so cool. What you can do with them, which I did, was you can use it to trap an enemy under this arched bit here, and looks like they've been captured. Moving to the back feet, and one of the few complaints I have for this set are the lack of movement. I mean, from the back here and frankly the ratchet joint area both look really bad. I mean, you're not really going to look at it when posing, but still, I think they could have done a much better job. It looks really open in the torso there. You can see they're super thin, and it's just a Technic axle with no articulation. You can see it's super thin there, and the back legs are just a Technic axle with no articulation whatsoever. I wouldn't mind if it cost slightly more if they'd have fixed this issue when it was released. And although it's a really glaring problem, apart from it, they're not atrocious. As you can see, it's got the same design as the front legs, just kind of flipped upside down. And again, it's got those arched feet with all the same movements. Finally, we come to the most enjoyable bit of the set, which was a really cool feature, this swinging tail. I think they could have hid this knob up here better, but it's not a huge issue for me. But seeing it in action, I still think it's a really cool play feature with those 2 spikes on the end of the tail. And when you spin it, you can use it to whip around and hit your enemies, which is really fun. Onto the first side build, it's this little rocky area on some grass to hold up the side of Quakes, which the dragon's defending from the Skulkin, which definitely could be better, but it's okay for what it is since it's only a side build. And the other side build is a rock. Not the most exciting thing in the world, but you can drop it or break it open to reveal some gems hidden inside. And I don't really have much clue what these are for. My only thought is it has something to do with the mine where they found the Scythe of Quakes at the start of the show, but that's all I can really think of. For the first figure, I'll start with DX Cole, who came with this sword here. It was one of the 2 suit designs he had for the pilots, and there's not a ton different. He has this classic ninja mask in black, however the most standout thing of his design is the golden version of his dragon spread across his torso and legs, with it shooting out his elements on the chest here. I always thought these were amazing suit designs. It's definitely one of my favourites of the suit designs as well. They were so simple, but definitely one of the greatest looking ones. And the golden dragon again looks so cool. Taking off the mask, he has the normal one-sided facial expression that they had in these seasons. And on the back, his torso shows his ninja symbol along with his name underneath, both in gold, and they look great. For the next figure, we have Whiplash with this big blade weapon, and who for the main part just has this typical skulking legs, arms, torso. They're all just the normal versions that all of them came with, except the torso does have the white waistcloth version there. He has a tan hat, just like Master Wu comes with, and the most special thing about him is the big shoulder pads with those pointy white spikes and the skulking symbol on his chest, which looks so cool and menacing. And he also comes with the big head design. Not many of them came with this. And he's got almost like skeptical looking eyes and like a little snarl there. And I really love the detail of like that little crack in his mouth. It looks really cool for them being skeletons. And there's also one in the side of his head with like a worm coming out, which is just nasty. For my overall thoughts, it is definitely lacking in some areas. It could definitely do with less large gaps and exposed areas, and it should have more posability in the back legs. Other than that, it is a great set. It's the most unique of the 4 original dragons, has good figures, a cool design, and plenty of awesome play features. Not to mention, it comes with one of the golden weapons, which is one of LEGO's most iconic collectibles. And it's really simple, but it's such a cool build for them to have. If you're interested in their older sets, I'd highly recommend getting it if you can. But if you're more interested in current sets, that's fine. They're amazing too, and they're a lot more detailed than the ones back then. But those are my thoughts. What do you think of this set? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe since it supports me so much. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Merry Christmas!